Hello, everybody.
What's going on?
It's all right. Hello, what's going on, everybody? It's it's us again. Without Link or Fly, because this is the long-anticipated MMA episode of the Turnover Machine podcast, featuring
Yeah,
me, Ghast Mine, and
finally did it, guys.
yeah, and my two friends, George. Say hello.
Hello.
And Tummy.
How come he gets his real name and I don't get my real name?
Fine, Winfield.
Shit, he gotcha.
Oh, I don't want to be exposed to the internet.
anyways,
Anyway, what's up, turnover people?
turnover people, yes. Anyways, so we finally did the episode, and yeah. So we are recording this before UFC 235, and you guys should be seeing it before UFC 235, and just is a super stacked card.
Yeah, man, it is a super stat card, and I mean, really anything with John Jones as the head main card. I mean, that's already going to be pretty interesting.
Anything that has John Jones in it is going to be a hit and run.
I like that.
Anyways, so what fights are you guys all looking forward to the most tomorrow? I won't be able to watch it because I'll be at work. But what fights?
Oh, there's a ton of good fights that aren't even on the main card. Like Mickey Gall, Diego Sanchez, Zabit, Jeremy Stevens. That's the one I'm most excited for. The whole card. It's on the prelims.
Speaking of Zabit, his birthday was yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Zabit.
Oh yeah,
Oh man,
and many more.
man, for me, I actually have to say Tyron Woodley. I don't know if I'm right, but I actually saw the one he was in Dallas for, wasn't it? I feel like it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and ever since then, I've really liked watching him fight. So
You're a fan?
yeah, I'm a fan. So yeah, I'll be interested in that. However, I mean, I've always gotta watch John Jones, man. You know, he's
His favorite
savage.
fighter.
Unpredictable.
I wouldn't say he's a favorite, but you know, I really like watching him fight. Like, I mean, he's kind of a cancer in some regards, but
There's a ladybug crawling on my monitor.
Oh no,
It's cute. No, it's fine.
Stylistically, he's a very exciting fighter to watch. Definitely likes to mix things up with his spinning attacks.
And his wrestling is
That
really good.
surprise switch left high kick. I mean, that's patented to end Daniel Cormier's career. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, John Jones and Daniel Cormier fucking hate each other. It's actually it's scary how much they hate each other.
Yeah, they don't like each other very much.
yeah, man. I mean,
Don't even call them rivals.
Yeah.
when I was first introduced to like UFC, like the amount of hatred between DC and John Jones is like, I mean, dude, like honestly, I can't even think of like any other like equivalent in sports to think of. Like, I mean,
What started their feud?
I sure
What
can't.
really kicked it off?
Hey, pussy, you still there?
Is that it?
I think it was the one. I think it was because what happened was he took steroids and he couldn't fight with them, and then he started talking shit, and then they just went back and forth.
I mean, yeah, man. It's just really just been like just talking shit.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I mean, although, if we want to find out how it started, SB Nation, I just found out from the Twitter account of John Boys, who we've praised many times on the show, has said that there is going to be a beef history on John Jones and Daniel Cormier will go in depth on explaining their rivalry.
It's gonna be like an hour long. Dude.
Oh,
that is like,
dude, it's going to be nuts. So
yeah, man, that's
it'll be probably not a comprehensive, but a very compact and semi-comprehensive. So like you'll be able to get the gist of why they hate each other.
What do you guys think of Johnny Walker fighting not even a month after his last fight?
That's fucking nuts. Are you serious?
What an active superstar.
That
Yeah,
guy's
man.
cool. I like how after every fight he just asks to be put in the video game, and it never happens because they don't update their
Just
games.
like my favorite fighter, Alexander Volkanovski. Fucking shout out.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure you.
Yeah, Alexander Volkanovski, if you're watching this, man, shout outs to you. You're
Love you,
a
dude.
good welterweight.
You're Walter. You're a good featherweight. He's the number 4 featherweight contender in the world, and he's still not in UFC 3.
Oh my god.
To be fair, he did just get bumped up to it after beating Chad Mendez at 232. So,
Yeah.
but it's been 2 months since then. So come on.
Man, that was a crazy card. I remember when I was there, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, that was the one Saturday that I got off of work, and I was able to watch almost the entire card, and that was where my friend Puff and I discovered the wonder that is Mike Beltran. The greatest red.
Oh yeah, man, that guy looks like a Viking.
Dude, I'll never forget Puff's reaction. He was just like, dude, what the fuck? That guy's a Viking. Holy shit. He was freaking out. He was like, I don't want to watch any of the fight. I want to watch this guy go up against a bunch of MMA fighters.
Yeah, he's a big beard.
Dude.
Yeah, man.
That card was nut. That was where I discovered Alexander Volkanovski, because I was still pretty new to MMA at the time. Like, I only really got into it around 232 because it was the first actual event that I was able to watch because I had a Saturday off. So I watched it, and I'm a hippie. I'm freely willing to admit that I'm a hipster. I like different. I like to be different, or I like to like things that are different. And so, I liked Gustafsson, and I didn't like John Jones just because of he's just a cancer in many ways. But damn if he isn't a good fighter. Probably the best of all time, if it weren't for his steroid usage. IMO, the greatest fighters.
What about George St. Pierre?
IMO, he's the greatest fighter of all time. GSP.
I was gonna say. I thought
Yeah,
it was
GSP, Trump. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like between, if we're counting like no steroids, it'd just be GSP versus like who? Fedor? Because
Jatane.
Because Anderson Silva took steroids as well. That was late in his career, but it's still like
No, those were tainted supplements.
That was actually ruled a tainted supplement. Neither of John
Oh.
Jones were ruled as a tainted supplement.
Okay, all right.
And both of John Jones' brothers have tested positive for Turinabol. They are NFL guys. They both tested positive with the same steroid that John Jones had, and it wasn't in a
God.
supplement.
3-way injection.
I think
Okay.
they all used the same needle.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe
What do you
they-
guys think of the Ben Askren Robbie Lawler fight?
Robbie, that's an interesting one because I never thought, like, from hearing about the drama of, like, because I already said that I didn't really get into UFC or MMA until 232, but I do remember just watching a whole bunch of videos on it just to at least get some base level knowledge, and I knew that Demetrius Johnson was the greatest flyweight of all time, and then the next thing I know, 2 months later, he gets traded for a guy that Dana White has hated in the past, Ben Askren. I'm like, wait, hold on, why did he get traded? And I asked Tommy or Winfield, and he said, I don't know, man, it's super weird. And I think it's because he was just so dominant in the flyweight division that it wasn't actually developing. It was just Demetrius Johnson versus the world, and then Henry Cejudo upset him, so they finally had a chance or an excuse to get rid of him.
I don't even think that was the case. I think flyweight just doesn't sell at all.
Well,
So they were fine trading away the
there's
best
that.
flyweight for a pretty good welterweight.
Well, there's
Like, I've
that.
watched a lot of Ben Askren fights, and they're all against Asians and Russians. So we'll see what happens when he fights a guy like Robbie Lawler, a proven
An
UFC
American.
champion.
Yeah,
American.
I've been watching I've caught up on a bunch of fights, but I mean, I've been watching for a couple years now, but like, I know the last one I definitely sat down. I mean, obviously, besides Khabib versus McGregor, the last one that I really sat down and like watched was Miocic versus Cormier, and I would just have to say that fight was like, I mean, I liked seeing DC, like, I mean, I was not expecting him to take down Miocic that fast, but
Miocic.
Miocic, sorry. I'm really bad at names. If you hadn't noticed,
Yeah, no worries.
That's fine.
um, I'm just gonna say the fight before that it was Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou.
Ooh, I've
Oh
heard
my
that
God.
that was a major stinker.
That thing, I remember watching that live, and I was just like, what the hell?
So what?
Dude,
what?
I remember turning to my dad and telling him like, I feel like this is just gonna go all 3 rounds, and it did.
What is it, Bennett?
Like, okay, so what happened or did not happen that made the fight so boring?
So
Punches and
okay,
kicks.
so
not
you
happen.
need to understand this. That
I know Francis Ngannou has the most powerful punch in the world.
okay, so you're on to something. What you're on to is that this was a heavily like hyped matchup. Like, I mean, obviously anything with DC is gonna be headlined by DC. However, Derek Lewis versus Nagano.
Two black beasts, but
I mean,
one's actually a black beast.
honestly, that could probably, I wouldn't say it's headline material, but for a fight night, it could probably be headline
Oh,
material.
for fight night, without a doubt. Or if maybe
Yeah.
for like, it could be a like a pay-per-view headliner if there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna
But
be
yeah.
honest. I don't think people like watching Ngannou. Like none of his fights are very fun. He either knocks
Well,
you
that's
out in the
that's what
first minute,
I'm
or
that's what I'm
what
about.
happens with Derek Lewis happens. He's not a
That's
big
what I'm
draw.
about. That's what I'm about to get to.
Yeah, like
Um,
so far, all the highlights I've seen, the only one that really stood out to me was the stupidly flashy knockout of Alistair Overeem.
So the thing I'm about to get to next is yeah, so this matchup was hyped up because as you basically said, one's a black beast, one's an actual black beast. Um and it was just really hyped up because I mean this was supposed to be the uh event before the main event.
Yep. Slugfest of Doom.
Yeah, and what ended up happening is like only like 13 punches were ever actually thrown during the whole fight.
Yeah,
And
it was,
like
it was the Slugfest of Despair.
and
13
like
punches.
I mean I wouldn't say but there was not many. I don't remember the exact amount. It's been
Did both fighters fear each other, or did they gas out like 2 seconds into the fight?
I would just say that none of them wanted to throw a punch. And even the ref came in and he was like, "Listen, if you guys don't like start fighting, you're both going to be disqualified."
Damn, it got that bad. I would have
well,
expected like point
and
taken
then-
away,
then
not
you
No,
see-
he came in and he said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna need to see some aggression and action out of you two."
Yeah,
And
and
then-
then the crowd was like waving their phones with the flashlights on to try to get them to fucking like get them to fight. And like, dude, like I've watched a lot of events, you know, and you know, of course, it's always not the greatest, like when someone gets knocked out really quick. Except for when Ronda Rousey got knocked out, that was pretty funny. But
that was pretty funny, yeah.
yeah, man. Whenever like I had never seen anything like that happen before, and to me, I was just like, "What? Oh my god, this is terrible." So yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think the only other like actual boring fight I've watched, which I haven't watched many fights, but the only other like actual boring fight that I've watched was either what's her face? Was it Liz Carmouche's last fight against what's her name? It was at Prague.
Yeah, Liz Carmouche fought Lucille Pudilova.
Yes, that one, and Walt Harris versus Andrei Arlovsky.
So I'm
took
actually.
arms.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Walt Harris took SARMs. It was, but it was a tainted supplement, so he's only.
Can you
suspended
put
for-
Kenny KO's affiliate link of SARMs in the description of the podcast?
Of course.
All right, cool.
So, I'm gonna have a hot take here, but honestly, if it wasn't for the last part of Khabib versus McGregor, where like all hell broke loose, and even then I would say even then I would say only also because of Joe Rogan's commentary. If it wasn't for that last part, man, that fight would have been like just felt boring shit. I mean, it was basically Khabib just grappling Conor McGregor to death for like 3 rounds.
with one.
Now, why is that
with,
boring?
With one punch that. Well,
What are you talking about? That was the best event the UFC's had ever since I've been watching UFC.
I don't know.
And it just so happened to be the biggest. Like, it wasn't even meant to be the case. Like, you had the Alexander Volkov, Derek Lewis, last second knockout. I don't know. Maybe it was more exciting for me because I bet $200 on Derek Lewis. But
how much did you win?
then before
how-
that, or
how
maybe
much did
right
you win
after
back?
that, you had what was it? It was Michelle Watterson fight. That wasn't the best. Then you had Dominic Reyes with Ovince St. Preux, the last second knockout. That was pretty cool. Then you had the best fight ever, the best fight of all time, Tony Ferguson versus Pettis. That was
Okay,
so
that was a
good.
good fight. Yeah,
That was such a good fight. That was fantastic.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Tony Ferguson's your favorite fighter, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that
Oh.
fight got fight of the year. That was my most anticipated fight.
Wait,
And
what
my
did it
favorite
get?
fight
I thought fucking what's his face, Korean Zombie versus Yair Rodriguez got fight of the year.
Nope.
Bro,
Nope.
that got knocked out of the year.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And then the main event was Khabib just
No
totally
problem.
dominating McGregor 4 rounds straight.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome to hear about, where Conor McGregor just got his shit kicked in for 4
That was
Yeah,
a
like him.
fantastic fight night.
fight night. That was 229, my guy.
Yeah, a night of fights.
All right.
Call it pay-per-view, call it fight night.
No problem.
No problem. All right. Well, I would be looking forward to the Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren fight because I've never actually seen Ben Askren like fight, but I've seen Robbie Lawler fight, and he's he's ruthless, just like his name suggests.
He enjoys the back position.
He's been in he was in 3 consecutive fight of the year winners in 2014, 2015, 2016. Versus, I'm probably gonna get the order wrong, but I believe it was, okay, Roy McDonald was 2016, 2015 was Carlos Condit, and 2014 was it Johnny Hendricks, I think. Probably correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah. George, did you say what fight you were looking forward to tomorrow?
Honestly, yeah, it's the Stevens and Zabit fight. That's gonna be, I feel like, the most entertaining fight on the card, stylistically.
Oh yeah, the Samba Master versus, I don't really know much about Jeremy Stevens other than he got told by Conor McGregor to who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, I mean, he just hits hard.
Okay, cool.
That fight is so good. That's a fantastic fight
Pretty good.
because nobody really knows what's gonna happen. Jeremy Stevens has a shit ton of power, but Zabit is so good at everything, especially striking and his submission games.
Well,
And his wrestling is crazy because he's from Dagestan.
Dagestan.
Yeah, and he's got like he's an actual Stampa champion. Like I think multiple times Stampa champion. so
was
it's pretty
Khabib ever a Samba champion?
Yes, 2-time world.
2-time
I mean,
world.
I don't think it matters. I mean, that dude was wrestling bears like when he was a kid. So like,
Dude, every kid.
Yeah,
in
just
Russia wrestles bears.
unbelievable.
What are you talking about?
Good thing it didn't need him.
Anyways, let's go over some future UFC events. UFC events, high quality production value. Typing stuff up on the spot. Anyways, so we got UFC Fight Night 146, JDS versus Derek Lewis as the main event. What do you guys think? I guess.
I mean, I think
it's
it's an
a good
okay
fight.
fight.
I think Junior Dos Santos is gonna beat him.
All right, cool.
I say
feel like
round
Derek
2 either
Lewis is such an
submission
anomaly.
or I think round 2 submission or round 1 submission.
Oh shit, Ben Rothwell's fighting on that card too. Nice.
Yeah, Ben
Oh,
Rothwell
Benil.
is actually very evil in real life, believe it or not.
Then next week you've got Fight Night 147, headlined by Darren Till versus Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, that's pretty
Oh,
good
shit.
fight.
No,
actually.
we're skipping
Darren
some good
Till
fights
isn't as
here, boys.
evil as Ben Rothwell.
Wait,
but
hold up. Wait, what? Sorry?
Louis Smolka's fighting Fight Night 146. The Crochet Boss is fighting Fight Night 146. Rocco's fighting Fight Night 146. There's some good fights.
Yeah,
Benil,
you guys are skipping over a lot of fights.
Alright, I'm sorry.
Curtis Millender. Dude, this is gonna be awesome. That's a good night.
Millender, oh my goodness, that's just set to be a slugfest with him.
Okay. Alright. Fight Night 147, Darren Till versus Jorge Masvidal. We've got Leon Edwards and Gunnar Nelson as co-main. Volkan Oezdemir versus D. Reyes as the light heavyweight. It's not even the co-main event. Wow. Then we've got Nathaniel Wood versus Jose Alberto Quinones. Welterweight, we got Danny Roberts versus Claudio Silva. Middleweight, Jack Marshman versus John Phillips.
Tear my eyes out.
Dude, Gunnar Nelson's scary.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. Let's see.
You guys see what he did to his last opponent?
What did he do to his last?
Destroyed them with the greatest of ease.
It was with the greatest of ease.
Nice. Dude, Mark Diakez is fighting on
It was an
Fight Night
Icelandic slaughter.
147.
Mark DeCasey?
Mark DeCasey. He's gonna do his awesome celebration if he wins.
Oh my
What about
God.
Sands?
Sands, Frankie Sands. Oh, we forgot about him. We need to shed some light on Frankie Sands. People
Well, his fight got canceled, dude.
What?
Yep, Frankie Sands versus Chito Vera. Fight's canceled.
Damn it!
Smell you later.
Unfortunate.
His fight versus Marlon Vera was canceled. I can't believe it. Why was it canceled?
I don't know. Probably injury.
Fuck.
I think what's his name?
Marlon Vera's too scared to fight a man named Sands.
Oh my God, I would be too scared to fight a man named Sands as well.
John Enkel was supposed to be it. I think he was supposed to be color commentator for 235, and I think he hurt his back or something. I
John
saw on
Enkel.
Twitter.
You guys are never gonna fucking let me forget about that, will you? My constant mispronunciation of John Annick's name because I could never remember it.
Okay, so it looks like it's been moved to Fight Night 148. Frankie Sands versus Marlon Vera.
Yay!
No problem.
It's still
Bobby Moffett. Who is that guy?
What card is this? Are you talking about Bobby Moffett?
I think Fight Night 148.
Oh, let me go to it. That card is highlighted by Steven Wonderboy Thompson versus Anthony Pettis.
That's gonna be a good fight. See, Anthony Pettis isn't as evil as Ben Rothwell or Darren Till in real life, but he's not that bad, honestly.
What do we got on the prelims of Fight Night 148? Oh no. Oh yeah. Frankie Sands versus Marlon Vera has been rescheduled to there. That's nice. Cool. All right, and then the UFC on ESPN 2 is Fight Night Philly, which is Edson Barbosa versus Justin Gaethje. That's going to be a really good fight because Edson.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Edson Barbosa is just gonna like kick him continuously, and Gaethje's just gonna
Kick him back.
Yeah, it's just gonna be
Leg kick.
He's just gonna be Justin Gaethje. He's gonna take it and then leg kick him so he can't kick him anymore.
Oh my God.
But what if Edson Barboza leg kicks Justin Gaethje so he can't kick him anymore?
What if he kicks him in the head and knocks him out, and then he gets knocked out, and then he wins the?
And what if Joe Rogan says he has to be careful in case he gets knocked out?
It
and then
is all over.
Yeah, and then Terry Edom shows up and is like, "Hey, that's my line."
Or what if they both knock each other out with a head kick, and then they both get knocked out, and then it says double KO,
Double
and then they both get the D on top of the screen,
Yes.
and then all you need is one more, and then you win the whole match, and then you get to rematch them because that's how it's the game.
Anyways, then we got UFC 236, which is in Atlanta. I'm going. I'm without a doubt going to that event. We got 2 interim title fights, which is super weird.
What?
Hey, welcome back.
Hey.
Hey, did it leave the call?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
It's okay. Apparently, Holloway Poirier is going to be in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's great.
It's great, man.
God damn it! Hello.
Hey, George, we could hear you.
Hey, sorry, I pressed my home button and then it takes me out of the call sometimes.
Dude, Andre Sukumtat is fighting.
Andre Sukumtat.
He's a dentist.
Sukumtat?
There's a guy
Yeah,
named...
he's actually studying to be a dentist.
Shout out to Boston Salmon, the name of a real Asian fighter that's fighting at UFC 236.
He's a real Asian?
He's a real Asian.
That's cool.
His name is Boston Salmon. Alright, and then for UFC Fight Night 149, we have Alexander Volkov versus Alistair Overeem as the main event.
Yes, sir. I think
You know-
that's a really good matchup.
You know what you should do,
Hmm.
Bennett?
Yeah?
To make the podcast more entertaining, kind of like a mini game for the viewers, I recommend, like, I don't know, playing a couple sets of Pong beforehand and just recording those sets of Pong with someone and then just putting that in the background so they can, like, see, like, oh, man. Ooh,
Well,
he hit that.
Well, it's a podcast. Like, it's meant to be listened to, not watched.
Well,
Yeah,
but
but
they-
I mean,
they
for
need a
those
visual.
that are watching, you know, you have something there.
Alright.
Yeah, because people watch the Joe Rogan podcast, you know?
Exactly.
Well, alright. Okay, I can see what you mean. Alright. UFC on ESPN 3, Glover Teixeira versus Ion. I don't even know how to pronounce their last name.
Wait,
I don't think that's going to be the main event. once
Speaking of
that
Joe Rogan,
actually
speaking of
rolls
Joe
around.
Rogan, what do you mean people don't watch the Joe Rogan podcast, dude? Did you see the last podcast he did?
With Alex
I
Jones.
said they do. Like, they watch it. They look at it.
Yeah, man, like freaking, who doesn't want to see Eddie Bravo choking out Alex Jones?
That's great.
Me? Why would I care about that?
Oh my god.
I want to see Alex
Yeah,
Jones yell about mutant baby pigs.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, OSP is returning to fight at what's it called? State
Oven
Farm
St.
Arena.
Pierre.
Ovin St. Pierre. Ovin St. Preux is fighting Nikita Krylov.
What do you guys think about John Jones repeatedly testing positive for steroid metabolites and still being allowed to fight?
I think it's absolutely insane.
Well, I think it's fair because Turinabol is has a very, very long half-life compared to other steroids and steroid
Crushed.
metabolites.
Well, it's also been proven that it wouldn't really give you that much of an advantage, right?
Like the 40 picograms that he's tested positive for, absolutely not.
Well, here's the deal. Nobody tests positive for amounts of steroids that would give them a performance-enhancing benefit. You can't test and find, oh, he just took that amount of steroids. By that time, it's not still in the bloodstream. It's circulated to the tissues and the organs and the body of the person. So what they really pick up is an indication that they had taken those steroids in those small amounts. Because nobody gets a steroid or performance-enhancing benefit from the amount of steroids that people end up popping for.
All right.
You know, and like Chad Mendez taking the psoriasis cream and getting out for 2 years, and then John Jones tests positive for steroids, and he's still in. You know, I'm not saying it should be one way or another. I'm just saying it seems like a little bit of a contradiction,
Oh yeah, and
and I wouldn't know what to do about it.
yeah. You're way more of an expert. How about we all do this? How about we all do this? What was the fight that got you really into MMA?
Oh, that's tough.
I know Tummy's answer. It involves a certain Dagestani man,
Which one?
Zabit.
Yep, Zabit and Kyle Bochniak.
That was the one that really got him into MMA. For me, it was what's it called? Oh, fucking Amanda Nunes versus Chris Cyborg.
You know what?
That was a good one.
That's
Rose Joanna too. Actually, pretty much. That played a big role in it. You know, seeing a fight like that.
I never
Go 5 rounds?
Like I said, didn't really get into it till 232. Like it seemed like every single weekend, Tommy and George were talking about fights. I'm like, there's so fucking many, and I was like, and every month there was a new two blank, 225, 229, 230, 230, 231, where they said it was the greatest featherweight fight of the year. Brian Ortega versus Max Holloway.
Yeah, for me, probably Alvarez versus McGregor, because I mean I never really was interested in the Diaz versus McGregor stuff. And I was
Aloe Vera versus McGregor.
yeah, I mean it was just funny. It was fun to me because like to put it to you this way, Alvarez talked all the shit,
Alvarez.
or Alvarez, just like completely talks all this shit, and it gets fucking KO'd. I mean, it's fucking hilarious to be honest. I mean, like at least like Diaz, like I mean, all the Diaz fights for McGregor are great.
All two of
But
them.
yeah, but like, and I mean, I was a little bit too late for Aldo versus McGregor. But yeah, man, I mean, that's what got me into it because I would see like the press day stuff before it. I was like, okay, this is pretty fun.
Yeah. All right, George. What about you?
It's Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor one.
All right. You sound a
Yeah,
bit,
I like that one.
George. You sound a bit muffled.
Sorry about that. Is that better?
Yep, that's better. All right.
All right, cool.
All right, cool. So, anything else you guys want to bring up?
Honestly, no.
No. Tell me.
Tyron Woodley's a rapper,
Oh yeah.
They think they want some.
but they don't really want none.
None.
Come on, guys. They think they want some.
But they don't really want none.
HOD.
I'm with Kamaru.
When I'm in the octagon, I am GOD.
What do you guys think of the Colby Covington antics that he pulled over at the open workouts, and he talked to Dana Uncle Fester? What do you guys think of that?
Daniel Uncle Fester, fucking Colby Covington. I don't believe his shtick at all. I think he's being completely fake, but you know what? It's working. And it is really entertaining to watch.
I hate him because he's a racist.
He wears a MAGA hat, therefore he's a racist.
No, he just fights black people.
Yeah, and he went to Brazil, and it's a really nice country, Brazil, and he said, F you, Brazil.
He said, Brazil, you suck. All you filthy animals suck. Brazil, you're dumb. Something
Brazil,
along
you
those
suck. All you filthy animals suck. Brazil, you're dumb.
No, yeah, he said that exactly.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, listen, Colby Covington's the fakest motherfucker in the sport. So, but it's getting him attention, and he's a superb fighter. So, you know, I can't really.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't dog him for it.
I don't think people should be supporting that kind of model, though. You know.
Yeah, well, they aren't supporting.
Racist.
They aren't supporting
Like
him.
bigot.
They're giving him free attention by mentioning his name.
Yeah, it's no good.
Yeah, no good. Anyways, yeah, I think that just about does it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Any sign outs? Any closing notes?
Thank you for dealing with us. Oh, and sorry, I know we probably should have put this at the beginning, but sorry we aren't returning from our month-long hiatus to bring you an actual Turnover Machine podcast.
We have
traditional
way too much stuff to talk about.
But we are recording one this weekend, and it will be out by next week, first week of March. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and say bye.
Yeah, take care. Spike your hair, guys.
Goodbye.
Man, thanks for putting up with us. We've been real wild childs.
See ya.
Yeah.